Hello, Super BEANIE-MAN here, and I'm back with a trophy guide for Cobra Kai for the Fear Does Not Exist in This Dojo trophy, which requires you to finish a story level without getting hit. So we're going to go to Morrison Street, which is just to the left of LaRusso Auto on the map, and you want to be using the Miyagi-Do team, because I felt like they were the best ones to do it. So to start with, we're going to kind of just get rid of Daniel-san and switch to Robbie, because he is the much better fighter and he will pretty much just save the day throughout the entirety of this run. So press down or whatever button it is for you to switch out, and then we can begin by taking out these first 3 enemies on the street. Let's slow that down and get a replay. So I press R2 and triangle to do the slide dojo skill, which does 2 slides forward. Then I immediately follow it up with R2 circle to do a sort of crazier slide. And then I'm ready with square to take out anyone who's left over. So before going into the next area, make sure all your dojo and personal skills have recharged. So just stand there and wait, because you'll definitely need them when you go into this bit. So straight away we want to try and take this hippie out before she attacks. If you're too slow, or sometimes even if you're fast enough, she might attack. If you see her going red, just get ready to roll out the way, because she will poison the floor around you and you don't want to be standing in it. So as soon as we knock her to the floor, we've pretty much killed her, because we can always attack her now before she gets back up, because she likes to sit with her legs crossed before she stands up. So as soon as she does that, you can actually punch to knock her out of the combo. Try and get her to die on the right. If you kill her on the left, be ready to roll across to the right, and as soon as you see the enemy icon appear, press L2 and circle to do this area effect attack, and it should take down the 2 enemies. Then move across and be ready to face them, and press L2 and X to get them again, and follow that up with L2 and triangle to hit them with another attack. As they're getting up, use the R2 and triangle, because it should be recharged by that point, and you'll hopefully have taken out the guy with the bat, because he's the biggest problem. Move out the way so that the hippie can't get you with her poison, and once you're in a bit of space, use the R2 and triangle move to slide in. If you ever get close to enemies and they start glowing red, retreat by rolling to get out the way, because they're about to attack and you don't want to be there to risk getting hit. So again, the key is to just keep in space and attacking enemies from a distance if you can. So we're just going to keep using all of these skills I've highlighted already, and eventually you will take out all the guys in that area. Let your skills recharge and make sure you take the bat into this next section. I should have pointed out I have all these skills, so you definitely want to do this challenge after you complete the game. So immediately we want to hit this guy who drops down with the bat and just follow him into a corner, preferably the left, because you can then use the bat on the big fat guy. From a distance then, use the R2 and triangle move, because you always want to be at a distance so that an enemy is not ready to attack. If you do feel like an enemy is about to attack, remember that you could interrupt a skill move by using another skill move. If you ever see the hippie glow red, be sure to roll out the way. So again, we're just making space now and using the R2 and triangle move to quickly slide it in and attack them, and then making space again to make sure it's safe. There's a guitar on the floor in this section, so you want to pick that up when you can and attack the remaining enemies with it. Another hippie will come from the left, and then you'll have the security guard type guy from the right to deal with, and he will usually glow red and attack, so just be ready to roll out the way of him in case he does, like you can see there. Again, just use your environment if you can. R1 will kick those traffic cones. You can slam them with the bench there, but that's a bit risky, so I always try and avoid that. I'd only use the cones if it's safe, and be aware if someone's off screen and they get hit, they sort of teleport on screen, so they will be on top of you. Make sure your skills are charged before you go into this next area, as this is a tough section. Walk forward and hit them with that chair by pressing R1. Try and get the bat guy twice with it, and then be ready to attack the girl on the left with the triangle R2 move. Get into some space and use the area effect one with L2 and circle, as that will bide you some time. It's basically a case now of just moving around, trying to avoid those bat guys, making sure the hippies don't do their area of effect poison, and trying to take out the skull guys as quick as possible. Once you kill the skull guys, it's pretty easy, as the hippie ones are easy to take down, and like I said earlier, as soon as you knock them to the floor once, you've effectively killed them, because you will always be able to hit them before they get up. So now we're ready to go on to the boss. Make sure your skills are charged before going into this area, and you want to just wail on her to begin with, because none of her henchmen will spawn in. So do a 3-hit combo with square, then do the L2 and square wax on move to knock her to the floor. As she's getting up, do a 3-hit square combo followed up by a triangle 3 times combo to keep her kicking up into the air. When she drops to the floor, move to the left because a guy's about to come in. You then want to do the R2 and triangle move to capture both of them into the corner. Follow it up with the R2 and circle. By this point, the other hippie will be coming in from the left, so get into some space and use the L2 and circle move to do an area of effect to take them both down. Get into some space again, and then use your ultimate by pressing L2 and R2, as that should have charged by the time you've got to this area. You now just want to quickly make some space, and then do the same attacks we've been doing all the way through, the R2 and triangle move to sweep in and get them. Once you see them on the floor, you can try and hit them again, but just be wary of what the other hippie is doing. Once you kill those first 3 henchmen, you can then just wail on the boss hippie in the corner, but be aware that enemies will come back in. Those characters do respawn, so just watch the guy coming from the right. You kind of want to take that guy out as quick as possible because he is the aggressor now. With the boss killed, we've now just got to take out the remaining henchmen. So at this point, you really want to just stay calm. Just keep rolling around the area, trying to stay safe, waiting for your abilities to recharge, and then just take them out. Unfortunately, my capture got cut off at the very end, but I did get it. And if you followed this guide, you should be able to unlock this trophy. You'll know you've got it as on the stats screen, the no hits taken will have some points. If it's 0, then unfortunately you have been hit.
Oh my god, he did it.
I think the trick with this trophy is to not get hit while you're doing your skill moves, because even though you don't lose any health, you will still hear the ktunk or whatever punch sound it is with whatever's hitting you. So I think that's actually registering as a hit. So you want to do what I've done here and just always keep space and try and dodge roll out of the way of any attacks. If you see an enemy red, just get out of there, and then once you're in space, move back in with that R2 triangle move with Robbie, because it just works every time, because you'll attack them before they can even do anything, because you're not in their range before you've started the move. This took me many tries. I had loads of runs where I thought I was perfect because my health didn't go down, only to find that I would get 0 on that scorecard and no trophy unlocked. So this one will really frustrate you, and it's part of the reason why I did this guide, because I would like to help people not have to go through this as bad as I did when I was trying to get this trophy. So if you take on board the tips I've said in this video, hopefully it'll make it easier for you to unlock the fear does not exist in this dojo trophy yourselves. Just keep at it, keep practicing this level, because it's one of the shortest levels in the game, and the boss is pretty easy because she's just a new, bigger version of the hippie, and we've been able to deal with that person all the way through the game. All the other levels are really long and some have multiple bosses, so I think this is the best one. You can also do the parry one on this level as well, because again it's just really easy and short. There's only a handful of fights. I would say the second to last fight in that cramped area is probably the trickiest, as you got those guys with the bats to deal with, and the woman in the area doing her poison means you haven't got much space to move around with if she attacks. So that's probably where you might fail a lot. The second area can also be tricky, but just do what I did in the video and you should be okay. I think that's pretty much all I've got to say now, so hopefully you do find this video of use. If you liked it, please leave a comment, like, and hell, maybe even subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, happy trophy hunting, and I'll see you in the next one.